What's up, everybody? Just driving down the road, thinking a few thoughts. Thought I would do a quick live while I've got some time and I've got enough good signal to get this out here. Hopefully, I don't robot out at any point before I'm done. So I threw it out here on the Book of the Faces and the Tube of You and the Tweeter-Twatter. So it's on all three places. And I was thinking about what happened down in Uvalde. I haven't commented, mostly because I haven't even taken time. I haven't had a lot of time this week. It's been nuts to actually sit down and go over what we know. I don't know everything that is known. And so I do know this, though. I know that it was somewhere between half an hour to an hour that the police had to hold the parents back. There were parents that showed up at that school, wanted to go in, get their kids out, and the police wouldn't let them in. They held them back. And the thoughts that I have, I've got two distinct thoughts. They kind of run together, but they're separate. At least they are in my mind. First of all, I haven't heard anybody say, and I would venture a guess that you haven't heard anybody say this whole time on any news program, any network, in any conversation anywhere in America, has anybody ever actually said, "Oh my goodness, thank the good Lord that those parents did not have AR-15s of their own to go in there with"? Can you imagine if those parents had had an AR-15 available and then just ignored the police and gone in there and gotten their children out? Thank goodness those good people were not armed with the ugly, evil, bloodthirsty death machine like an AR-15. Nobody's saying that. If they do, they're stupid. But the point is that nobody is thankful that those parents were unarmed. The other thing that nobody's saying is, thank God that the police are underfunded, that they didn't have the right training. We're so happy that we've defunded police departments across the country. Thank goodness that we're not spending more money on these officers to give them the training and the protocols that they need for an instance like this. It's so much better to not pay for them and to leave them understaffed and undertrained. Nobody's saying that either. Have you even thought about that? Have you thought about the fact that nobody is saying, thank God the parents weren't armed and thank God the police weren't trained? Because there's a lot of people on both sides of the argument mad about what happened and mad that nobody did anything. But nobody's thinking back to the point where, partly because they were hamstrung and their hands were tied, not necessarily only politically, but de facto, just they didn't have the training or they didn't have the tools available to them. Those parents, if they had AR-15s, I would think that they would have, if they'd have had them available between where they were and the school, they would have shown up with one. Were I a parent and I found out that was going on at a school where my kid is, you're darn right I'm going to show up armed. I may have to break a law. I'll face jail time to go into a school to get my kid out. Were I a parent, that would be a thing that I would do. It would be a chance that I would take. But I don't have the training right now either. I'm not expected to right now. So just think about that. Think about the fact that nobody is bringing up the point that none of those parents were armed. They could have rushed the building unarmed, what would that have done? They would have been just like everybody else in the building already. And the police could have had a better mass shooter protocol or school shooting protocol. They could have had better training. But everybody was so intent on defunding them, not giving them better training. No, we just need to get rid of them. Well, we don't need police. They're all bad, right? All cops are bastards. No. Train them up so they know what to do, and then let people in that building legally have their firearms. Why don't we see this crap happen in a police station? Why don't we see this crap ever happen at a gun show? Show me one instance of a public mass shooter or attempted mass shooter at a gun show. Show me one. Wouldn't happen. It'd be stupid, right? It wouldn't even get off its feet. They'd be dead before anything happened. No, they go into places where they know that nobody's going to shoot back, or if somebody does shoot back, it's going to be well after the time that they started shooting themselves. So, not shooting themselves as in self-inflicted, I mean they themselves started shooting. Think about that. Put those into the conversations that you have. Let's make that thought go mainstream. You want to know why nobody did anything to stop this? Because they didn't have the means, the ability, the training, the funding, what have you. And maybe not you personally who are watching this right now, but the general population, you wanted it this way. So don't come crying to me. That's the way I see it. You guys have a great day. God bless you. We'll see you Thursday night.